Welcome back, guys. Time for another video, and after thinking about it for a while, I decided I would go ahead and give ACC a try. I've been hearing very mixed reviews, and, well, not reviews. Obviously, this game is a brand new game, and it's not finished, so you can't really give a review on it. But, I heard people talking about it, and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and give it a try now that they've done the second build. We're now on 0.2. I wasn't a big fan, even in the original Assetto Corsa, of the Lamborghini that they offered first. I'm not sure what they were thinking with that, because I know that's not very many people's preference for car, but that's what they went with anyways. But I am glad that they have now introduced the Bentley in this second build, and even though they have given us a second track, it's not the one I'm familiar with, so I'm going to continue running on the Nürburgring. That's just the one that I know, and I know that track a little bit better, so I can get a better feel for what's going on. So I thought I would just take you guys with me while I do some laps, just some hot laps here in the Bentley at Nürburgring. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into session here. This is obviously, guys, not a review or really initial impressions. I'm just taking some hot laps, kind of getting my feel for it, and just wanted to kind of, bring you guys with me while I do that. And I have driven a little bit already, and, it needs some work, obviously. They've got a pretty good ways to go, but I am liking what I am seeing so far. I've made some adjustments to the force feedback, and, I just bumped it down. I typically do that quite a bit. I bump the force feedback down. I always think it's kind of too high. I don't want a whole lot of heaviness in the force feedback, but I do think it feels good. I think it's a step forward from the standard Assetto Corsa. Well, it's not... Let me rephrase that. The Assetto Corsa 1... force feedback is not bad, but this is just a little bit different. I think they're just taking this in a different direction. And personally, from what I felt so far, I like it. I do like it. Not that it's better or worse than before, but I do like it. Visually, of course, the game is good. It's on the Unreal Engine, so that offers them a lot more avenues to go down as far as graphics, but it still retains that Assetto Corsa feel with the kind of dull reds and the dull greens and stuff. I think Assetto Corsa kind of goes for a more realistic look in both versions of the game, with kind of dulled down colors, the greens and the reds and stuff, instead of that really punchy look that some of the other titles go with. And that's kind of the same here. It's not perfectly optimized just yet. I do have some of the stuff turned down, like the post effects and things like that. Some of the shadows I've got turned down, but it's still a visually good-looking game. Obviously, it should be. I'm sure as time progresses, they will get better and better. But yeah, I do like the force feedback. I wanted to take a second to talk about the curbs, man. Immediately off the bat, what I realized is that they are not playing around with these curbs. You cannot just drive over them with ease anyways, as you can in some other titles like iRacing, the original Assetto Corsa. I think from here on out, instead of saying Assetto Corsa Competizione and Assetto Corsa, I'm going to call it Assetto Corsa 1 and Assetto Corsa 2. Obviously, this I would be referring to as Assetto Corsa 2. I don't know how you feel about that, but that is what I'm going to say as I come in way too hot on this corner. You definitely have to warm up the tires, just like you do on the original Assetto Corsa. I think you may have to warm them up even further on this title. For some reason, in the controller settings, they had the road effects turned down to 0. So that's kind of weird. I did turn the road effects up a little bit. I turned the overall force feedback down, like I said, and I turned the road effects up, and I do like the feeling of it. I really do. I've heard a lot of people say it kind of reminds them of iRacing. I don't really get that. To me, I feel like this is its own thing. And I think that's a good thing. Yeah, it feels pretty good. It's too weighted in my opinion, so I did turn it down, but I'm enjoying it. I think they need to really work on the performance. As far as graphics go, you know, they can definitely do some work there. And let's not even talk about that rear view mirror. I don't know what the hell they got going on. It's hideous. It's terrible. I didn't see a way that I could turn it off, but that would be my preference, to just turn it off. I don't know if you noticed there. Probably not, because you can't feel my force feedback. But when I hit that curb there, it moved the entire car. And through the force feedback, I can feel the chassis bounce across the track, almost as if it left the ground. And I'm just hot lapping here, guys. Obviously, I'm not running fast lap times. I'm not even attempting to do that. I'm just trying to get a feel for what we've got as far as force feedback. If I was trying to do some fast laps, I wouldn't be talking. I do like how they seem to have dumbed back or turned down, I guess you would say, the tire sounds. A lot of times in Assetto Corsa 1, the tire sounds would be so abrupt and so loud, it would cause you, in your mind, to think that you were overdriving the car, when in actuality you weren't. So I like that they've turned back that sound quite a bit. And what that does is it allows you to push the car harder in this title, and not have that accidental effect of the tire sounds making you think you're overdriving the car, if that makes sense. But, you know, overall, it really just feels like, I mean, it feels like Assetto Corsa. That's a good thing. I mean, I don't feel like they've gone too far away from the original game. Obviously, the force feedback is a little different, and the graphics over time will get better once this is a finished product. But I'm really liking it. And again, I want to emphasize, this is not a review. This is not really a first... I mean, I guess it's a first impressions, but you can't even really do that until the game is finished. I do notice there is an awful lot of advertisement on the side of the track. A lot of Fanatic advertisements and stuff like that. I'm not crazy about that. You know what I mean? I guess it's okay. Nothing wrong with Fanatic. I'm pretty sure if you go out on this track in the real world, you're not going to see those Fanatic advertisements. Maybe I'm wrong, but as far as trees off in the distance and things like that, I think it's the exact same models. It's those kind of 2D-ish looking models that they've used since Assetto Corsa 1. But yeah, I mean, the color aspects of this game look pretty much identical to Assetto Corsa. So if you liked the way that Assetto Corsa looked, you'll probably like the way this looks. I know people have their opinions. Some people do not like the way Assetto Corsa looks. They prefer the punchy colors of like a Project Cars 2 or something like that. The Race Room has a little bit more punchy colors. I kind of like these dulled back colors. It gives a more realistic look, in my opinion. Less like a game, more like real life. But yeah, so I look forward to what they have in store for us on this game. I look forward to the updates to come. Initially, I was not going to purchase this game. I was not going to pick it up. I was going to wait till it was a full game, but I said, you know what? I'm interested. You know, they got me. I wanted to know what the deal was, and so I purchased it just before 0.2 came out, so I did purchase it for the cheapest price available, and it will only get higher and higher, and I would recommend that you go ahead and pick it up as well, if you're interested in playing it at all. There's one of those advertisements again. But, yeah, I do like the force feedback. I personally was not a huge fan Good Lord, those curbs, man. I was not a huge fan of the force feedback in Assetto Corsa 1. I do like this better after I made the adjustments, which was turn down the overall forces and turn up the road feeling. But yeah, it's like its own thing. I mean, it almost... Man, I hate to even make this comparison, but the more laps that I run, it almost feels similar, not the same, but similar to R-Factor. And I even hate to hear the comments I'll get when I say that, but it does. It's definitely nowhere near as good. It's not on the level as, you know, it's not up to par with R-Factor, but it feels similar. You get that weight in the car and stuff like that. So yeah, not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. I'll finish this lap and end this video here because I think we'll be going about, yeah, almost 11 minutes now. So, but yeah, so like I said, I'm going to do a little more testing off camera here. And way after the game is finished next year, I might do a review on it. But yeah, I just wanted to get some content on it and just kind of give you guys couple of laps here if you're wondering and you haven't picked it up yet. Do I think it's worth buying? Only if you're wanting to get the discount. If you don't care about the discount, do not buy it now. It's not a full game. It's not ready at all. So unless you're just looking to get the discount, wait, if that makes sense. I wanted the discount. I like deals. And I know I'll still be sim racing when the game is finished, so it's worth it to me to pick up the deal. And that's kind of where it stands. It definitely needs some improvements in various aspects, in my opinion, but overall it's good. I really hope they do something with that damn mirror. If you can't get the mirror, because that's supposed to be on high, up there in the top left. That's supposed to be on high, and it looks awful. Just absolutely awful. So if they don't get that fixed, they just need to turn it off. I'd be fine with that. Just turn it off. Awesome. So, yeah. So, I'll just really quick mention that it was plug and play for me. My Thrustmaster TS PC Racer, my T3PA Pro pedals. Those worked and it registered it right away. I didn't have to do any adjusting on that. The only thing I adjusted was a few graphical settings just to get a little better performance and the force feedback. So yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think of this game if you've tried it out. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. So I'm going to end it here, guys. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.